Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining our today's webinar. My name is Hurenza Nath. I'm in communication officer here in CIRDAP. So welcome again. Today we are going to celebrate the World Environment Day. The World Environment Day has gone on 5th June. Now we are celebrating today. So before moving to our webinar presentation, I would like to give a brief description about our organization, CIRDAP. The full form of CIRDAP is Center on Integrated Rural Development for Asia and the Pacific. It's an intergovernmental regional autonomous organization. It was established on 6 July 1979 at the initiative of Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, and also with the initiative of countries of the Asia Pacific region. And we have three governing bodies: Governing Council, the Executive Committee, and Technical Committee. And you can see here it is our 15-member state map. Bangladesh is the host country, as CIRDAP is situated in front of High Court in Bangladesh. And this is our headquarters, the beautiful Chamili House, which was established in British period in 1920, which was handed over later by the host country Bangladesh in 1987 to CIRDAP. As we are going to celebrate the World Environment Day, which was introduced by United Nations Environment Program, UNEP, and it is held annually on 5th June since 1973. And this year's theme is Solutions to Plastic Pollution. And it is a largest global platform for environmental public outreach, and it is celebrated by millions of people across the world. This year, it is hosted by Cote d'Ivoire and the Netherlands. About today's webinar, our webinar topic is Strategic Environmental Assessment and Sustainable Regional Development in Bangladesh. About our today's presenter, Dr. SM Zobaidul Kabir. He is a Deputy Secretary, Government of Bangladesh, Adjunct Research Fellow, the University of Newcastle, Australia. He has been serving for more than 25 years for Bangladesh government. In addition to serving at national level of government of Bangladesh, he worked for United Nations Population Fund as a national project professional personnel. And also he worked as a researcher fellow in Central Queensland University in West Australia, and also in University of Otago in New Zealand. Currently he is managing 10 different projects. The projects are implemented by Bangladesh Livestock Resource Institute. And in addition, he organizing and managing development budget and other activities of 42 projects implemented by Department of Fisheries and other agencies under the Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock. To know more about his publication, his research work, research interest, you can go through our experts.cirdap.org. There is some quick point for our webinar presentation. We all would like to know where are you joining from. Please let us know in chat box. And we have a discussion or question answer part at the end of our presentation. So you can ask directly questions, or you can give suggestion or opinion directly to the presenter at those segment. Also, you can drop it in our chat box. And a humble request to all of you, please mute your microphone during the presentation. And you can join our LinkedIn, our social media, Facebook, Twitter, CIRDAP's Facebook page and Twitter page. Also, you can go through our website about our research project or training, etc. www.cirdap.org. Thank you so much. Now I welcome Dr. SM Zobaidul Kabir to provide his presentation. Sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Jagat. It's an honor for me to present here in this such a nice forum and such a nice platform, CIRDAP. And first of all, I thank, of course, Director General of CIRDAP and other colleagues who are working in CIRDAP. And then, yeah, although the theme of the 5th June, I mean the World Environment Day of 2023 is beat plastic or solution plastic pollution. Fortunately or unfortunately, I was just asked to ask for any thinking thought that the CIRDAP work with regional development, rural development. So I tried to integrate strategic environmental assessment, which is related to planning and how it can contribute in rural development. But definitely, I will try relate environmental, the plastic pollution as well, time to time with some slides. And hopefully in future, given my background, in future, I will, or I can deliver a particular lecture, particularly one plastic solution of plastic pollution next time if I invited. Thank you very much. So let me share the screen first.
Yes, you can share, sir. Right.
Yeah, yeah. Can you see that? See the slide, please?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So let's see the strategic environmental assessment and sustainable regional development in Bangladesh, in the context of Bangladesh, how we can go for that. So here it's about me, already told by Ms. Jannat. I worked with 3 years at Central Queensland University. My PhD on environmental impact assessment, and then a postdoc on strategic environmental assessment as well as sustainable regional development with CQ University. And these are my publications in Google Scholar. So if, basically it is related to renewable energy, waste management. So definitely it is come up with waste plastic as well, plastic as a waste or polluter and other things. So if you reference or any kind of, you can come here with my Google Scholar citation. So give it from here. So that's all. And then go for the strategic environmental assessment. So what is a strategic environmental assessment? You know, many of us here, I think we know about that strategic environmental assessment. So we know about the project-based assessment, which we called environmental impact assessment, and a strategic environmental assessment, which is related to project, plans, programs, or policies. Do you hear me, please?
Yeah, yes, sir. We hear
Okay,
you.
thank you very much. Yeah. So the strategic environmental assessment. Why I choose this topic actually, because as I said earlier, that in the context of Bangladesh, you
What happened? Is it from our part or from speaker's part?
No, sir, it's from speaker part, sir. I'm calling him right now.
Okay.
Actually, it's the internet is disconnected from speaker part. He's trying to connect again.
Sorry for that inconvenience. Do you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So as I said earlier, that it covers the strategic environmental assessment covers economic, social, and environmental issues. So it's a sustainable tool, and definitely, particularly, it focus on 3 areas. We specifically focusing on environmental issues. So strategic environmental assessment deal with the concepts and goals, not with the activities or actions. So next, what is the benefit of ACA? It helps to achieve environmentally sound and sustainable development. And here we come up with environmentally sound means definitely the pollution. It can be that pollution can be occurred by plastic or any other pollutants released from industry, or it can be from the greenhouse gases or and all sort of things. So another benefit is it strengthens policy plan and program making process. And one of the big key contributions of SEA is to identify cumulative effects and address cumulative effects. And we know that there is an inherent weakness of project-based EIA to assess or identify cumulative effects. But a strategic environmental assessment, when we apply this tool for a plan, for a region or a regional plan or whatever, or policy or programs, then it is convenient or easy to identify the cumulative effects, and then we can address eventually. And it saves time and money, that is normal. And definitely it improves good governance and public trust or ownership of policy plan and program making of a particular country. So SEA for sustainable regional development. So what is the role of SEA? So you see here the diagram is quality of art. So when we talk about quality of life, definitely we can focus on pollution, environmental pollution. Environmental pollution affect the quality of life. And in that case, if we talk about the today's the theme, I mean the theme World Environment Day of 2023, the plastic pollution is a big issue now that is affecting our quality of life. Not only the people, but also other ecosystem, as well as biodiversity or other animals as well, other species as well, both living in the both living in the water and living in the land as well. So here, quality of life. One of the you see here if we apply a strategic environmental assessment for policy or plans or programs, So we can definitely to a certain extent. Do you hear me?
Warren, is it again the problem is from speakers part?
Yes, sir.
I see. Okay. I guess he's back now. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry again for this inconvenience. I don't know to overcome this problem. So here we, by using the strategic environmental assessment, by applying with the application of environmental strategic assessment, we can improve social capital, we can improve natural capital, we can improve human capital as well as social cohesion. So overall, the quality of life, which is related to our social aspect, cultural aspect, and environmental aspect, and obviously economic aspect. So here you see some indicators, the quality of life. This is actually this is from my experience. Research work at the Central Queensland University. We had a research on livability impact assessment, similar to a strategic environmental assessment, and these are the indicators related to quality of life we selected or we identified: cultural capital, human, social, and environment, and definitely economic. So all these things we can address, and based on these indicators, if we apply a strategic environmental assessment for a particular policy plan or program, then we can be able to improve a particular region or to quality of life of that particular region. So what is the case in the context of Bangladesh about the SEA and sustainable regional development? Bangladesh is one of the more than between 6 and 7% growth. It has been since the 1990s. And the vision 2013 to graduate from LDCs, least developed countries, and there is a vision 2041 to become high-income country. With this vision, the Bangladesh Delta Plan 2021 is prepared. This is an ambitious plan, but to achieve sustainably developed countries. That means there will be no environmental pollution or least environmental pollution, as well as sustainability everywhere in terms of economic growth, green growth, we can say. No more plastic or no more plastic pollution. And you see that there are some pictures of mega projects. There is a nuclear power plant in Rupur, in Pabna, the southern northern part of Bangladesh, and this is a deep sea port, and it is definitely, you know, the Bangladesh, the southern side is Bay of Bengal, bordered by Bay of Bengal. So this is a deep sea port, and this is the Padma Setu, which is built by government's own funding. Anyway, so this is just a kind of example that to achieve the to maintain the stable economic growth and achieve the vision 2041, there is a lot of economic activities in this country happening. But when we come up with mega project, but when we come up with planning, without planning, it is really difficult to advance regional development or in generally a country in terms of economic growth or social and cultural stability and environmental pollution to address mitigate the environmental pollution as well. So definitely we need a strategic environmental assessment. And in particular, if we see here in Bangladesh, what is happening here, because of these economic activities, there is both pros and cons. Because of, you know, that Bangladesh is a small country with only 140 million square kilometer, and area of this country with 160 million. Now it is 170 million people on the most densely populated country in the world with limited resources. So these economic activities we need, but at the same time, what is happening here, you see that the reduction of agricultural land, and it is alarming that 66,000 acres per year. Then you see, hello, sir.
Yeah, yes, connected.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry, anybody can tell something?
No,
It's
sir.
okay?
Yeah.
No.
Should I continue?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Sorry for interruption. So is the rapid urbanization, you know that Bangladesh and everywhere in developing countries, rural urban migration rate is increasing, and similar scenario in Bangladesh as well. Because of rapid urbanization and because of this economic activities, there is pressure on agricultural land, and also pressure on urbanization, urban areas, and also you see that definitely there is a environmental problem as well. And population growth is continuing, and I see here that the potential impact of natural resources, ecosystem, and leading to loss of biodiversity, unacceptable pollution, both soil, water, and air. So if we have a look at the legal arrangement for SEA, if we see that Bangladesh has not yet endorsed its the sea requirements at Environmental Conservation Act which is the act for environmental pollution management. And SCA. And now government is trying. কানেকশন হচ্ছে না, আবার কোথায় যাবো? আবার বারবার চলে যাচ্ছে। তোমাদের এখানে কি এরকম হচ্ছে? তাহলে তো বড় গানটা ওয়াইফাই সিস্টেমটা বড় গান। হ্যালো,
Yes, sir. You can continue, sir.
extremely sorry again. So, but the National Environmental Policy of 1999, do you hear me, please? Do you hear me, please?
Yes, yes, we are hearing.
Sorry for that. So, National Environmental Policy 1999 revised in 2018 incorporated the requirement of SCA, but we know that the policy is not a legally binding something that we have to follow the policy. So but at least now it is in the policy, but it should be incorporated in the act or rules and regulations. But broadly, the Constitution of Bangladesh, Article 18 underscores the protection of environment for current and future generation, whether it is plastic pollution or any type of pollution, definitely. So in institutional arrangement for SEA, the Department of Environment, there is a Department of Environment in Bangladesh that is the competent agency to approve of agency for the approval of environmental impact assessment report for a particular project, and also now there is a question that who will actually approve the SEA. It is also debatable in the context of Bangladesh, whether the ministry or whether the DOE, not yet decided. The Ministry of Environment here is Forest and Climate Change. There is a ministry we have, is also is related to environment, look after, and forest and climate change. And Department of Environment is under this ministry, definitely. And there is a parliamentary committee headed by a senior member of Parliament to oversee the activities of Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, and that is also related to Department of Environment. And we have environmental courts in Bangladesh or tribunals under the environment, and anybody can go to court for any if he or she is affected by any polluter or by any pollutants. And the Planning Commission, the Planning Commission is the apex body who approve the project, but at the same time, I believe that the Planning Commission has an important role to justify a plan, a sustainability of a plan or policy, especially both urban and rural plan or regional plan. The practice of SEA in Bangladesh, what we see here, there are few practice, but in non-regulated SEA for Dhaka Metropolitan Development in 2007, it was a World Bank funded project, and then SEA for detail. Hello?
Yes, sir. Carry on, sir. We hear you, sir.
The SEA for detailed area plan for Dhaka City in 2008, it was also all bank funded. Then SEA for river stabilization plan, Bangladesh, it was done by Netherlands Commission for Environmental Assessment. And SEA of Northwestern region for protection of Sundarban. This is actually the last one I highlighted. I highlighted because this was the formal kind of SEA has been undertaken in the context of Bangladesh to protect the Sundarban, the only forest in the world. And so these are the scenario, but there is a lot of limitations or challenges to apply SEA in Bangladesh still exist. So you see one of the thing is absence of act, as I mentioned earlier, and there is no particular guidelines for SEA, and there is also lack of expert or capacity and low environmental priority. So also there is a lack of awareness on SEA, and centralized decision making may affect the SEA or not. Maybe it has both advantage or disadvantage in the for the application of SEA for sustainable regional development. The transparency, decision making, and tiring. So, given all these things, now we come to the regional planning or regional development, where we look at the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, that is LGRD. And I have, of course, know about this, quite aware of this, of this ministry. And under this ministry, what we see that there are municipalities, number of unions, upujelas, and city corporations. So when we talk about the regional development, we can say that the Ministry of LGRD is the key agent or key ministry or competent ministry for urban or regional planning. But I'll talk later about the status of planning in Bangladesh. So, and here, if we see the Article 59, it is clearly articulated that the preparation and implementation of plans is the role of local government. And the role of local government also focus on electrification, education. We all know that this, but also related to public health. That means public health. When we talk about public health, definitely we focus on also environmental pollution, be it polluted by plastic or be it polluted by other way. So role of local government, as I mentioned earlier, the role of the local government also very much consistent with our perspective plan 2041, and as well as definitely it is here you see the effective, accountable and equitable local government system we need for sustainable rural development. And also the 8th 5-year plan, the last 5-year plan, last 8th 5-year plan we have for 2021 to 2005. Here is also local government has a vital role in the improvement of quality of life through effective planning, regional planning, participatory approach, inclusiveness, etc. So what is the progress? The physical or master plan of LGED under the policy of so far developed in 254 Purushabha, there are the planning is under preparation. Plans are under preparation in 2 city corporations, and in addition 6 more are prepared by the other development authorities, or we can say environment. These are the statistics so far I know, and the remaining municipalities are awaiting for the preparation of the plan. So I'm just focusing on local government and rural development or regional development plans. So here, as you see, we have some documents as well. Draft plan for Haur area. We have a Haur in the middle of the country, and master plan for agricultural development. This is the book you see, or document, and you see our Honorable Prime Minister is very much keen about the regional development, sustainable regional development with plan. And what she says, Honorable PM says that PM wants master plan for development of Upujelas. That is, we can say Purushabha. But if what we have seen here, that is the planning, there are regional plans in place, but the problem is those are not ensured or make more sustainable, these plans, with the application of ACA. These plans are prepared without the application of ACA, because there is no legal requirement. Sorry?
Sorry, you can continue, sir.
Okay, thank you. So, and most importantly, you see the Bangladesh Delta Plan, there are 6 geographic hotspots, and we need regional strategic environmental assessment to develop in future. And I hope the government is interested and keen to apply a strategic environmental assessment for this regional development, for this regional hotspots. And there is a coordination we need and we should have in place, that is with the Planning Commission and Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change and DOE, and the stakeholder engagement should be there for ACA, the development of planning, and the sectoral agencies and ministries. So from Bangladesh perspective, I would say that SCA is there, but we need more focus to strengthen the application of SCA to make sure that the regional plans, when regional plans are prepared, it should be prepared with the application of SCA. So that is the message from here. And now this is the answer and question. If you have any, please, you can relate to plastic pollution, and you can also ask me about the plastic pollution situation in Bangladesh, or how it can be solved globally or in our developing countries. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful presentation. Sir, can you stop your share so that of the share of your slide? Can you stop your slide? Okay. Now we are opening the floor for the discussion and the question and answer. So if you have any questions, you can ask directly to the to our presenter. There are almost 32 people right now. I'm sure you have a lot of questions, or you have a lot of suggestions regarding the World Environment Day. So please. Or you can drop it in our chat box so I can read it out, your question. Yeah, Professor Hillel, sir. Yes,
I'll take the lead here. Thank you, Dr. Zobaidul Kabir, for your presentation. Now you're saying like strategic environmental assessment, and also regional development in Bangladesh, right? So
Right.
when you say like regional development in Bangladesh, what is the link between like strategic environmental assessment? One, we know that environmental assessment, right? There are different methodology for environmental assessment. When you're saying strategic environmental assessment, what implication does it have about regional development in Bangladesh?
Yeah, thank you very much. But that is what was the topic actually. When we talk about the regional development, definitely you should have we should have regional plan, right? Regional plan. When we go for regional plan, and as I mentioned earlier, that when we talk about SEF, prepare a regional plan for a particular region, then definitely we should apply the strategic environmental assessment to understand the environmental and social impacts of that particular plan in future. And that is the point, so that we can have a sustainable region, or we can ensure sustainable regional development.
My question is like say in Bangladesh there are different provinces, not provinces, like divisions. So if there is a infrastructure, like for example nuclear power plant, right? It's a huge infrastructure. Yeah. So there are different infrastructure. So the infrastructure is targeting like to enhance economic growth, and then to bring like welfare enhancement, which is like economic development. So one is like when there is a big infrastructure project, we do environmental assessment.
Yeah, environmental impact assessment. Yeah.
Environment, right? And also we need environmental clearance from different agencies.
Right.
I understand what you're saying. But what I'm saying, like when you say strategic environmental assessment is one thing. When you say strategic environmental assessment, that's what I was having difficulties, like what it has.
Yeah, in the definition, as I mentioned earlier, that The strategic means the plan. This is a strategic issue. And what you said about plan is a strategic plan or a strategic level.
Someone else? Any question from someone else? I can stop here for now.
To Dr. SM Zobaidul Kabir sir, though it's not directly related to your presentation, it's related to our this year's theme, the plastic pollution. As sir, you know that we are heavily polluted by plastic and also by air pollution. Bangladesh is heavily polluted by air and also bad air and also by the plastic. So it's about the plastic waste management. So I want to ask, like, sir, can we use ACE or EIA to manage the plastic pollution? Is it possible, like strategic environment? Manage plastic pollution or yes, sir.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. But well, first of all, yeah, we can when we, for example, actually we ban plastic. You know, the Bangladesh, one of the pioneering country, is banned the use of plastic through the enforcement of law. Maybe 20 years or even 15 years back now. But this is the polythene. That was not plastic polythene, not overall in general plastic like this one. What here? So, but we throw here and there, there is because of systematic waste management policy, particularly in urban area and definitely not in rural area, or in rural area as well. So we can, when we undertake a strategic environmental assessment, let me relate with that a strategic environmental assessment. Then we talk about the particular region, and if it is urban region, for example, Purushabha, as I mentioned earlier. So definitely, we also focus on when we focus on the pollution, and as we know that throwing plastic in the water or here and there, definitely will pollute either the soil or the water, and definitely it will it will affect the living species in the water as well as in the land. So when we undertake ACA, it covers all these things, all plastics and all the other waste as well. Those are polluting water, as well as other liquid waste released by the industry, and so it is a whole of approach, kind of what we consider during the assessment, during the application of ACA, and consequently the implementation of environmental management plan that is developed from ACA report. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I want to ask one more question. Like for Dhaka city, plastic waste management is currently very bad, actually, and also the Chattogram. So,
Right.
what do you? I mean, what is the implication of this mismanagement for the pollution for our life? Because we recently heard about a research that the plastics involved also the microplastics, actually the microplastic also entered in the breast milk also and also in our food and water. So is there any actually can we use this ACA or other project to minimize these issues or address these issues?
I will answer to your question in two ways. One is we should, for example, in Dhaka, recently they approved Dhaka DAP, we call it Dhaka. Details area plan, DAP, right? Details area plan for Dhaka city. But this plan, there was the application of environmental strategic environmental assessment is absent. But if we could apply the strategic environmental assessment, then we could focus also on the environmental issues. Focused on environmental issues through the DAP when the DAP is prepared, but because of not the application of SEA for this particular plan or urban plan, there was limited discussion about the urban environmental pollution, be it by plastic or be it by anything else. Number one. Or when we talk about EIA actually we cannot, it is just for a particular project, but not for the plastic directly. But when we apply SEA, but we can come up with all the pollutants, including the plastic. Actually, to mitigate the plastic pollution, we have to follow the principles. Why there are responsibility of the শোনা যায়? আমার কথা শোনা যায়? আমার তো মনে হয় না। হ্যাঁ? আচ্ছা, ঠিক আছে। So it is the responsibility of the particular municipalities or the city corporations to ensure how to manage the plastic along with the waste management process. And also you will now we can come up with there are in developed countries they have waste management plan, and when we come up with waste management plan, we can also apply a strategic environmental assessment here. In that way, as I said, that I will answer to your question in two different ways. Thank you.
Hello, do you hear me?
Yeah,
yes,
please.
sir, we can hear you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I have been listening to you lecture and some question. I'd like to congratulate CIRDAP for celebrating the World Ocean Day today and welcome the speaker for your presentation. My point is that when you have a national plan, including the strategic environmental assessment and sustainable regional development, you look into issues which are emerging in your country. And with the World Environment Day focusing on plastic pollution, this is very serious for Bangladesh. Of course, air pollution also very serious. And I think these two issues should be addressed, as well as to apply strategic planning and management. And this is very important for government of Bangladesh. And you come in and present to us on the way the system set up. But however, implementation, a comprehensive implementation have not yet been done. and I can see that this issue should be discussed further on a detailed basis, and I think that in order to assess what happened on the ground, because people need to involve in collecting the plastic, separating plastic, and the government will, city corporation and other institutions, we need to take a look at. As I read the article from the newspaper, I'm not the Bangladesh, I found that you still have a lot of work to do in this matter, because it's come up and it's going to be a issue for Bangladesh for a long time. And so I hope that Professor can take this issue up again in the next webinar, maybe on first plastic and the second one air pollution. Okay, so this is my suggestion. Thank you.
Just I have a complimentary question. First of all, I didn't introduce myself. I'm Dr. Mohammad Hilaluddin. I'm Director of Research at CIRDAP and also a Professor of Economics at the University of Dhaka, Bangladesh. So at the beginning of your presentation, as I see from your slides, like strategic environmental assessment is a systematic process for evaluating the environmental implications of a proposed policy, plan, or program, right, taken by government, and provides means for looking at cumulative effects, and also appropriately address them, right, at the earlier stages of decision making. So the objective of strategic environmental assessment are to provide high-level protection to the environment, right, and contribution to integrating environmental considerations into the preparation, adoption, and implementation of plans of the and programs on the part of the government. Now there was a one example of you have given, like plastic bags were banned in Bangladesh like 10-15 years before. And it was one like isolated attempt by a minister or a ministry, but there was no coordination across different agencies. My question to you is, like, when we are taking different projects, infrastructures in different areas for the purpose of development, are we considering every detail of environmental aspect, and are we coordinating them when we are building those projects, so that we are developing national or regional like infrastructures, we are enhancing development aspects, but we are not hurting our environment? We know that rivers surrounding Dhaka are highly polluted, and it's very costly to utilize those water, and it has a huge cost to the society. Now, since you are from the government, are we incorporating all those considerations into our project development? Thank you.
Thank you very much. From my experience, as you know that as I deal with environmental impact assessment and assessment as well, and in addition to such adjunct research fellow still with the University of Newcastle. So now come to the question is definitely government is concerned about plastic pollution and all other type of pollution, and as DC sir of CIRDAP told about the air pollution. We government is really concerned about that, because it is affecting our public health, and if public health is affected, then it takes more cost. As you said, also the rivers surrounding through soil system is connected. That is, there are that government has concerned, and we are concerned about from our ministry, because
Great. It's the quality, connection quality is very bad.
Yes, sir.
So it is a repeated interruption for our participants. I feel sorry for this.
Hmm.
So if we have a few questions, once he's back, we can take a few questions and then we can finish it up as soon as possible.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay.
So our participants are kind of like bored.
yeah, sorry, sorry for the interruption again. So government is concerned about this pollution, and when we undertake the EIA, as you say, it is the responsibility of the consultant or EIA expert to consider all these sources of pollution or pollutants, and it definitely varies from one project to another. The impact of a road, definitely environmental impacts of a road infrastructure, it differ from the power plant. There are some common environmental impact, but there are some environmental impact different from one project to another. Any question, please? Hello?
Yes, sir. Actually, the internet connection is very problematic in our country, actually. Yeah.
I'm extremely sorry for that.
It's okay, sir.
Inconvenient.
We understand, sir. If we have any questions, or like today is a very, actually, the internet problem is there. If you have any questions, you can directly send me those questions, and I can move forward to the presenter, or you can write those in our chat box. Otherwise, I have my email address. I will send it all of you, so you can ask me directly. I can forward to presenter. And any more questions from anyone? If our suggestion, or you can give any suggestion or opinion to our webinar, we can. And sir, as our Director General suggested that we can have another webinar or 2 webinars from you on the plastic pollution or air pollution, which is very much related to our country. Actually, today is hello.
I think since there is no question, we can wrap it up here. Okay, and if there is a question, we'll receive them and send to the presenters, so
Okay,
that you can,
Okay, sir.
Okay,
sir. Yeah. Okay, thank you all for joining to this important webinar. We will see you in the next webinar, which is be much more related to the integrated rural development. So thank you all for joining us. Thank you.